You know, you're the pilot episode, man. You're gonna be the pilot. This is the first. You know what I'm saying? The pilot. You know what I'm saying? Gonna be the pilot episode, G. This is when Walter White first makes crystal meth. This is when Tony Soprano first meets the therapist. This is like the beginning. What's up, everybody? This is Nate Smith, and I'm at the Reveler in Richmond, Virginia, and I'm very excited to be playing music with one of my favorite artists. He is a true multifaceted, multi-instrumentalist, multi-hyphenate. I've been checking out his career, his progress as a composer, producer, beatmaker, and 1/5 of the legendary Butcher Brown. He runs his own studio, his own label. We'll talk about all that stuff. But for now, I get to make music with the one and only DJ Harrison. Where's my man at? Uh-oh.
He's looking through the shadows and all that. What's good with you, brother? Good to see you, Doc.
Thank you for being here, man.
Thank you for having me, G.
Yes, indeed.
It's an honor, man.
Yes, indeed,
sure,
man.
Sure.
You need some help? You good?
Oh, no, I'm good. That's all I got.
Okay,
Man,
okay.
trying to like today.
Word. All right, man. Let's get it popping.
Production up in this.
Craculate,
Okay,
yeah, man.
okay.
You know, you know, a little something. You know what I mean? A little something for the
little
people.
Something.
Give a little glimpse. You know what I mean? A little glimpse.
Yes, sir.
Yo, I saw the video, man. So I mean, is it on a new record, man?
Man.
We're gonna have to keep this on. We can.
Just gonna talk about things I can't roll on.
I know. We have to cut all this out. Hold up. I'm getting a little too excited. Getting a little too good. I love that joint, man. We can do that. Bro.
Oh,
Okay.
my God.
Well, lunch. Man, this is DJ Harrison, one of the finer exports of the Richmond, the greater Richmond area.
Oh, man.
No, man, I'm just honored to have you here, brother. Thank you for sitting down with me, man.
No, thank you, man. No, this is dope, bro. This, like I said, it's an honor.
No, it's the honor is mine. I've been an admirer for many years. Before we even met, I had been hearing about this cat in Richmond, this young dude in Richmond who played a bunch of instruments, played drums, played keys, and was making beats. And he had like this kind of sort of, I don't want to say too much of it, your thing is owed to Dillon, but there was a lot of that influence in there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I just wanted to sort of like rap with you a little bit about, about your story a little bit. Like you were born in Petersburg, but raised in Chesterfield, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And your dad was a DJ?
Yeah, radio DJ, yeah. So he was at, kind of like in the Tri-Cities area. He did like, Magic 99, J100. He used to doing stuff in Tidewater and DC too. Cool. Kind of just floating all over the place. But yeah, his main thing was like the jazz and like R&B, like kind of like like the OG like fusion, kind of 80s stuff.
Yeah. What was in the collection that you remember sort of hearing for the first time?
Oh man, I mean Bob James, Earl Klugh. How you say his last name? Bougnon.
Yeah, Alex Bougnon.
Yeah.
Shout out to Alex Bougnon.
Yeah. I mean, just like like Pieces of a Dream.
Yeah.
Like all of like just like real classic kind of like R&B like funk jazz kind of stuff. It's funny. I still have a lot of his records in my collection today. Still.
That's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing that has sort of been passed to you.
Yeah.
You still have that, and you can still draw inspiration from that. Also, to me, I mean, my pop had a record collection similar to that. There's still sort of a connection that we have with them through the music.
Exactly.
The relationship continues, because I know your pop passed away. Yeah. And my dad's been gone for almost 10 years now. So, but that relationship through the music is really important.
It's so crazy, just like just how music has like the power to like invoke certain memories or like certain feelings in that way. Yeah. And it's kind of like whenever I listen to one of his records, I feel like he's literally like, I get like, it's like going back in time almost. Yeah. But it's also just kind of just being like, oh, like he's still here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
When did you start to get fascinated with the process of making music?
Ooh, oh man, that was just like growing up. I would say like as early as like 3 or 4, like, my mom, she always had CDs, records and tapes everywhere. So I started looking at the covers and she's like, oh yeah, like this is a band, this is what you're hearing on the record. And then from there I'm kind of like, how did these people get on this black disc? And then from there it's kind of like, going to churches, going to parades and like seeing drumline and seeing like actual instruments in the flesh. It's like, okay, this is what I'm drawn to. I'm kind of like ready to start my experimentation. So like, growing up I had like, like toy keyboards and toy drum sets and all that. But that kind of just like, it was really like my mom and my fam's kind of really just like feeding that kind of like story in that sense.
When did you start getting into like the actual recording process? Did you have like a 4-track or like what kind of recording gear did you start with? So
I had to have been like 7 or 8 years old, and we had this. I don't know if you remember. It was like a Memorex karaoke machine.
Yeah.
It was like a box.
Yeah.
It had one speaker.
Yep.
And it had 2 tape decks.
Yep.
So I would have like, I only had one microphone at the time. So like, I had like a record deck and a playback deck. So I would have 2 cassette tapes. I would play drums, record it with 1 cassette tape, and then take that tape, play it back, and record bass as the drums was playing back. And I would just kind of just kept flipping, flip flopping and all that. I still have those tapes. Actually.
I would love to hear those. Those were your first records, first records you ever sort of produced.
Yeah. But it was also just like doing a lot of covers and stuff too. Like really trying to pick up stuff on like by ear, just being like, oh yeah, let me see if I can play this Marvin Gaye song real quick or play whatever I heard on the radio. It's kind of just really just trying to hone in and like find a deeper part of the process that way. 2004, 2005, like when YouTube started becoming big, and kind of you can start seeing videos of like, famous people like doing their thing, like really in the element, like
really in the element.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the things social media granted was access to process. Thinking about process too, man. Like, what would you say is your process? Like, I listen to a lot of the music you create. You're playing all the instruments on the records. So it's like, does it start with a keyboard idea? Does it start with a drum?
Yeah, it kind of varies from song to song. I mean, most of the time most of the time I start with the drums just to kind of get the groove and the framework down.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, I mean, like it could just kind of just like whatever the idea is sparked. Like, sometimes it's just like a sample that I have on the pad and like just kind of run that and then start developing it from that way. It really just kind of depends on the idea and like how it's like formulated in that sense.
One of the things I really have marveled at is how prolific a composer and producer you are. Like you seem to have an idea every just like you wave your hands and music comes out. And I know it's not magic like that. I know you work at it, but it's like, what does that work look like?
A lot of times, I mean, like a lot of times I end up just kind of like sitting on it because it's like, if I have the idea at the time and like I feel like if it's not finished, like I'll come back to it. There's some stuff I'll come back to like a year, 2 years later, and then like be in like a different creative space, and then it ends up going to like another level than where it was when I last finished it. I look at it as like a journal. It's like an oral diary. Like it's kind of just like, I look at songs that I created when I was in college and all that. It's kind of like a stamp in my, like it's like a chapter in my story in a sense.
always feel like the music you make feels so personal because it really does capture your I think one of your greatest gifts as a composer is capturing a mood and capturing a vibe. And not just like in the music, but also in the sound, in the way you use the gear. I came to visit you at the studio, Jellowstone. Tell me about the name Jellowstone. Like when did that come to you?
Well, we moved into that house. It was like me and the Butcher Brown guys.
Yeah.
It was 2012.
Okay.
We kind of like treated the house like it was like I looked at it like on some like like campground kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like we come in like I have people come in. It's like different artists, and then we just kind of just have different producers with their different ways of writing. So like from the camp, we just kind of got it from I watch a lot of cartoons too. So Yogi Bear.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So like there's like Jellystone.
Yeah.
And then there's Yellowstone. The actual part. Yellowstone. So just Jellowstone.
Jellowstone. I love it, man. I do want to just kind of dive into this idea of an artist-run label. Like, and you're in control of your own catalog, with your own, your own release schedule. Is there sort of a big picture vision you have for Jellowstone Records, or is it something that you're kind of feeling out as you go? So
for right now, it's just Jellowstone is pretty much just like me kind of like putting out my older releases.
Yep.
So now that like I still have a place for them, obviously like I got to deal with Stones and I got to deal, but we got a Concord scene, but just trying to have a home to where it's like, okay, like I could still have it be something where like it's still accessible to the public, but it's like it's really all me.
Yeah.
And it's all where it's kind of like, okay, if I make the decision and then it goes great. And if it mess up, then it's still all on me.
Yeah.
Under your label, like that's literally like your story. Like that's your blueprint.
I love that.
So it's kind of just hopefully we can keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Yeah, man. Keep it moving. More music. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yes, sir.
You talked about this idea of saturation and how saturation changes the way music feels when we hear it. The difference between how stuff sounded when it was recorded on tape to when it was recorded digitally. And your first experiences were cassette and tape, but it's like, that aesthetic, like when did you, as a producer, like lock into that aesthetic? It's not that it's all you do, but like when did that become the thing that really felt like a signature for you?
I mean, when I got to college, it was just kind of just like going to the library and like reading like different books on like different engineers, like like the Blue Note years and all that stuff. And it's just kind of just like looking at like the people that we grew up listening to, the people that whose music we love so much, like that was their aesthetic. Yeah. And it was kind of just like if that's how they got to where they are, then I kind of, if I'm not gonna do it the same exact way or do it all the time, I at least need to know what the process is like.
For sure.
But for me too, just like I said, I grew up listening to records and all the cassettes and all that stuff. To me, that's just kind of what music was. Like I felt like it was like it felt like my music needed that because I was so used to hearing it all the time.
Yeah. The Tales from the Old Dominion, I wore it out. I played it. I played it to death.
Bless you,
lots of long car rides with and it was perfect for it. But just kind of marveling at how expansive your musical imagination is. Like, what could we expect if you want to reveal? Like, what can we expect from your new music or music that's coming, either with Butcher or on your own stuff?
Oh yeah, I mean, Butcher, we're working on the new album. I'm working on the next Stones Throw record. I'm trying to get some nice little features in there.
Okay.
And yeah, man, just I got like a couple of back catalog releases I'm doing. Stash Box's 10-year anniversary is this year, so it's coming out. Got some vinyl coming.
Yeah.
It's gonna be over my imprint, Jellowstone.
Yes.
We released like bonus tracks and all that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, just more collaborations, man. More tunes.
Yes, I love it, man. I love it. More music.
Hey everybody, that's a wrap.
Hey, yo.
All right.
My brother. Yo.
Yes. Oh.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Yes, indeed. Thank y'all, man.